the news yesterday when we came into work that John Thompson had passed away, and immediately reached out to Patrick Ewing just to offer my condolences. The Georgetown head coach and former National Player of the Year joining us on the program. Patrick, good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Dan. Of course, I have a heavy heart. We lost a great man, a great friend, a great role model, a father figure. He was my second dad. So I'm definitely feeling that pain, but also, I think we should celebrate his life and the things that he had accomplished. He's a man that he wasn't just a basketball coach. He stood for something. He stood for all the racial injustice things that are going on in this country. He's been fighting that fight for his entire life, and I think that we need to celebrate, and I need to celebrate his accomplishment in it, instead of mourning our loss.
When was the last time you spoke to him?
I saw him on Friday. I went to his home, and he had been ill for a while now. And I had the opportunity to go to his house and sit there and talk and joke and laugh with him, and and I was able to say my goodbyes. Like I said, he is a person that has always been there for me, not only as my coach, but also as my confidant, my father figure. Even though my father was always there, he was just another person that was that close to me, that I cared about deeply.
What was it like that first time you met him?
It's funny. The first time I met him, I was 17 years old. Myself, my mother, my dad, Coach Jarvis, we were all there. At my high school. He the way that he spoke, the way that he carried himself. I'm sitting there with my mouth wide open thinking about, man, this man can, he really can talk. And he was someone that I could look up to, and even try to emulate as I got older. And that's what I've been trying to do.
Did you understand at the time how he was protecting you by keeping you away from the media? Like your freshman year, every time I went to Georgetown to do a story on Georgetown, I never got to talk to you, Pat. I always got to talk to Coach Thompson, and that was it.
Well, he had a rule, and the rule, it was there before I got there, but it just got that much notice, that much notice on it because of me. And he had a rule that freshmen couldn't talk until, I think it was after January. But I love the fact that he took the hit from me. There was even a lot of times when he wanted me to do the interviews, and I really didn't want to do them. So a lot of them he made me do, and some of them he took the hit, for me.
We had Jim Boeheim on yesterday, and he said, you look at the impact that Coach Thompson had, it's not just on his players, but also on fellow African American coaches getting an opportunity. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on, is to celebrate John. But that impact that he had on just you guys, it was us against the world. Like he had told you guys, it's us against the world. Did you guys truly believe it was us against the world at Georgetown?
Oh, definitely. If you look back at all the things that was wrote about us, they were all negative. Not all, but most of them was negative. So it made us feel it was us against the world. When you do things your way, and you tend to rub a lot of people the wrong way. Unfortunately, or people have always had misdiagnosed, or they think what they want to think about you. They have preconceived notion about you, so they tend to run with that. Coach Thompson was a great man. He stood for a lot of great things, and we played our way. We wasn't going to take any crap from anybody. We're going to kick your butt, take names, and move on.
Did he have a sense of humor?
Yes, yes, he sure did. You don't see it, or a lot of people from the outside very rarely see it. But it's funny. There were times we listened to music before the games. We're in there dancing, getting ready, getting ourselves psyched up, and he'll come in there from time to time, start doing his little two steps, and start cracking us up. But no, he did have a sense of humor, but he picked and choose when to lighten the mood or to just give us a laugh.
What role did he play in you taking the Georgetown job?
He was a huge part. When you lose, his son had just been let go, and I was mourning that. I was disappointed in the fact that the school had let JT3 go. And a couple of days later, him calling me and telling me that you need to try to apply for this job. You need to call President DeJoy and to lobby to get this, to have an opportunity to interview for this job. And I told him I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure that I wanted to coach in college because for 15 years I've been trying to be a head coach in the NBA. And he said, "You've been trying to get one for 15 years, and they haven't given you an opportunity yet. It's time you try a different venue or a different avenue." And I thought about it, talked to people who are my confidant in the NBA, talked to Jeff Van Gundy, Stan Van Gundy, Steve Clifford, and they're like, "He's right. You need to try and see if you can get it." So I reached out to the president and I was given granted an interview, and here I am today. So if it wasn't for him and his words, and this is a person that he had just lost, his son had just been fired, and he told me that he's like, "Look,
Did you
we
ever
need to have one of our own in the job."
did you ever play pickup with John Thompson?
No, come on now. Even though when I first came there, he was a lot younger. I was too athletic for coach. Even though when he talks about his days of playing for Providence and in high school, he always talks about all the great the great numbers that he used to put up.
I also remember when you were with Coach Thompson with President Reagan at the White House.
Right.
What do you remember about that day at the White House with Coach?
It was great. This is my first time meeting a president. Being at the White House, the most powerful house in our nation, and sitting here well, I'm sitting here meeting the president of the United States. I was what 20. I'm like, oh my God.
But you have your uniform on the White House, and President Reagan and John have their suits on. Did you drive in with your basketball uniform on?
I think I had it on. I had it on under my clothes. I had to take it off and take my clothes off and have my uniform on. So, that was my job. They were doing their job, and I was doing my own.
Clear up a story if you can. When you played in the national title game and you goaltended like the first 4 or 5 shots, did Coach Thompson instruct you to goaltend?
Come on, Dan.
I'm just asking. It's just the last time.
As my friend, that I would say 2 of those were goaltending. The rest wasn't. But he told me to block everything that comes in the paint, and I did my best to do that.
What do you make of what's going on in the bubble? You watching the NBA?
I've been watching it from time to time. I think the guys are doing an outstanding job of playing, but also using their platform. I thought it was great when they boycotted those, for those games. It shows that the power that they have, and I don't know if it's gonna help to make a change, but at least it brought attention to it, and the social injustice that's been going on in this country, even in the world, it needs to stop. We need to see each other as humans. It's funny. Louis Orr, he's on my staff. We play with each other with the Knicks, and he's a religious man. So he's the chaplain of our team. And I keep talking to him about it. I said, there's gonna, in the Bible, they say there's gonna be judgment day. But with all the, and I keep asking, with all these negative things that's going on in this world, Judgment Day needs to hurry up and come. 2020 has been rough on the whole world. But Coach meant a lot. He fought a lot.
Well, he was doing this back in the 80s, Patrick.
Right.
I mean, he was literally standing up, and not a lot of other people were standing up with him.
When he first came here at Georgetown, he was fighting. He was fighting for his equality and his opportunity. And he's done an outstanding job. And like I said before, he was a person. When I first met him, I thought that this was a person that you should emulate. And he is the person that I've been trying to emulate. Some of the things he's done, I don't agree with, but that's life. There's a lot of things that your mother and father do that you don't agree with, but you respect them, and I believe in him. And I will follow him right through that door.
I like the shirt you got on. John Thompson raising his right fist there. That's powerful, seeing Coach there.
Yes, like I said, it's a celebration of life. I want to celebrate his life. He's done an outstanding job at Georgetown. His legacy is set in stone, and I think that myself, Alonzo, Dikembe, AI, all the guys that have played for him, John Duran, Craig Shelton, we're part of his legacy. The things that we do going forward is only going to help continue to cement the things that he was all about.
Planning on coaching basketball this year?
Well, I'm hoping things. Whenever it starts, my guys are still not on campus. They're still at home studying virtually. But whenever the school gives us the okay, and we have a plan to socially distance, and there's no one else on campus, so hopefully when they give us the word that we can get out there and play, we'll be ready.
Is that your office that you're sitting in?
Yes, it is.
I mean, you got to dress it up a little bit, Patrick. I mean,
well, I didn't think that I would never really use this office if there wasn't a pandemic. I would usually be at school. Only time I would come in here is to drop packages off and go about the rest of my day. But and also I can't be like you. You have too much stuff.
I know. I'm a hoarder. I keep everything, Patrick.
I am as well, but it's all over the house. It's not just in here.
Can you fit into the old Georgetown uniform?
No. Back then I was about 220. Right now, I'm 290.
You could lean on Shaq right now.
I doubt it.
No.
I couldn't lean on him when I was in shape. He's a lot bigger than I am.
Oh my God, he's the biggest man I've ever been around. Him and Mark Eaton and Yao Ming are the two. Those three guys they're huge. Like you don't realize how big is.
Oh, definitely. Well, when you and I stand together, you're looking up at me. When I'm standing next to Yao, that's how I'm looking up to him. So I know how big all those guys were.
Yeah, you're doing okay. I know you had coronavirus a couple months ago, but you're doing all right.
I'm doing a lot better. It affected me both mentally and physically, but I'm past that stage, and right now it's all about getting my mind and my players and back together, and also celebrating this loss that we had.
How did it affect you mentally?
You just don't feel yourself. I really can't describe it. You just really don't feel yourself. And it took about a month after, I quarantined and got out the hospital for me to start feeling myself again.
It's great to see you. And I know under these circumstances, but I did want to celebrate Coach and wanted to give a whole new generation an idea of just why this man was so special with what he did as a person, as a coach, as a man. But thanks for joining us, Pat.
No, as always, Dan, it's always great to come on your show. And yes, like I said before, this is a celebration of his life. His legacy is untouched, and we're going to continue this process.
Thank you, Coach.
My pleasure.
That's Patrick Ewing, the Hall of Famer, Georgetown head coach.